Loners Stay Together, an original mystery by Robert Napier, Chapter 3. Chapter 3. I stand in the hall, the light flickering overhead. God, what a dump. I should be relieved. I can wash my hands of it and start again. Like always. Keeps the brain fit, trying new things. Don't want to get stuck in your ways. That's when you lose it. That's when you know you're done for. It's late. The office building is shut down. Guess I'm the last one out. That's typical. Then the phone rings. I go reflexively into my coat pocket for my dead cell phone. I pull it out, but the screen is black. It takes the brain longer than I care to admit to realize it was the office phone ringing. I had a landline at the office. I don't even know if small businesses even bother with that anymore. It was probably a collection agency. They had been calling me for months. They had been systematically calling me at different times, trying to catch me off guard. The trick is, don't answer the phone. I thought about it long enough and the ringing stopped. That's that, I thought. But after that, I wasn't certain whether I had locked the door or not. I had the key in my hand, but had I turned it before the phone rang? I put the key back into the lock and felt the tumblers. It was locked. Then the phone rang. Oh, hell, I thought. I'm already halfway in. If it was someone looking for a detective, I could point them in another direction. That was really the professional thing to do. I opened the door and crossed the floor quickly. I flipped on the desk lamp. The desk came with the office, and the lamp was permanently attached. I had cleared everything else out hours ago and had it all sitting in the car. I sat on the edge of the desk and picked up the receiver cynically. Hello? There was a long pause on the other end, like a telemarketer, and I almost hung up. Hi, Cassie? It was my brother, Roman. His name was really Romulus. Can you believe that? Makes you wonder whether our parents could have resisted naming another boy Remus. But he was the only boy, with 2 younger sisters, me and Fiona. Roman? Why are you calling me here? Sorry to call you at the office, it just seemed more appropriate. What's that supposed to mean? I can't talk long, okay? What's on your mind? Well, I'm sorry to impose on you like this, but I've got a little problem. Roman always had a flair for the dramatic. I checked the time on my cell. What is it? The thing is, I wanted you to find out from me personally. I've got some bad news. My mind began to race. Someone was hurt. Someone was sick. I couldn't stand his long introductions. Just get to the point. All right. I know how you hate preambles, so I'll just say it. I'm dead. I lurched. Did I hear him right? Did I hear you right? Did you say... Dead. That's right. If this is one of your jokes, it's not a joke, I'm dead. I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but I imagine my body is somewhere between here and the Czech Republic. What are you saying? I was afraid it might come to this, so I arranged to have this recording forwarded to your office. You're trying to tell me that you're dead? Exactly. You always were the smartest. I always said that. And this is a recording? Of course. How else could I talk to you from beyond the grave? You know, I don't believe in all that hocus pocus. What time is it? I can't answer that. I can't answer any more of your questions. Instead, I want you to answer my questions. I want to hire you. I want you to find out who killed me. You've been murdered? I asked another question. But I couldn't help it. The desk beneath my butt turned into a waterbed and started to wobble. Why was my family so complicated? This may be hard for you to believe, but a number of people want me dead. I can't explain right now, but I've kept detailed files at my house. Mom and Dad have the address if you've forgotten. You're a college professor, why would anyone want you dead? I had to stop asking questions. Romulus Loner was that professor everyone hoped they didn't have. He was tedious, pedantic, long-winded, overly critical, overbearing, belligerent at times, and a real pain in the ass. Like right now. He talks in semicolons. For the firstborn, he could be a real brat. It's been a long time, Cass. I'm sorry to drop this in your lap. I know things aren't going that well right now, but I can pay your fee. I've left everything to you because I know I can trust you to do the right thing. That's the best and worst thing about you, Cass. You always do the right thing. I'm counting on you. Because if I'm dead, a lot of other people are in danger too. Are you still there? I know this will sound like a platitude, but I'll say it anyway. Don't trust anyone. Not that you would. Check the time. If I died earlier today, I might be on the news already. Okay, well, I gotta go. I didn't know what to say. Did it matter what I said? Why would it, right? Goodbye. And he was gone. The line was, I gently replaced the receiver in its cradle. What just happened? Did that just happen? I grabbed the phone and quickly punched star 69. I listened to the operator telling me the line was disconnected. No shit. Disconnected. I hung up. Great. What was I supposed to do now? It was probably some kind of joke. Roman was like that, I think. I couldn't recall an exact instance when he had played a prank or anything like that, but he had that sort of impish mentality that just sometimes just made you want to kill him. I locked the door again, this time testing the old brass knob to make sure the latch caught. Satisfied, I went down the flickering hallway and the creaking stairs. The building looked like it was from the 40s or earlier. I should have run a background check on the owners, but oh well. Regrets, everybody's got 'em. Now that I think about it, Roman and I hadn't really spoken in years. Not because we didn't get along, but you know how things go. Everyone gets so busy. He lives about 2 hours from here. He said he knew things weren't going too well. Did he mean for me or for him? I guess it was obvious things weren't going well for him. I heard from Pops that Professor Loner had been suspended from the university. Something about one of his experiments violating regulations. What the hell could that be? He was a neuroscience professor, working on sleep problems of some kind, I think. Maybe he was sleepwalking, on the phone. Sleep calling? You know, that's possible. People can do crazy shit in their sleep. Even murder their parents and shit like that. Maybe he's been under a lot of stress and he just dreamed he was dead and called the first number. You know, that he could think of, or whatever. I was tired. It had been a long, exhausting day, closing up shop, down the drain, whoosh, down the hatch. I exited the building and walked right past my car, parked against the curb. Across the street was a little pub where Brian and I used to go after hours, grab lunch sometimes. I go in and sit at the bar. Why not? The bartender doesn't know me or anything. It's not very busy. It's... what? Wednesday, I think. Midnight-ish? I get an amaretto sour. Maybe that's a girl's drink. Hell if I know. It's what I like. Except for the damn cherry that seems to be absolutely necessary. I threw it on the floor. I asked for an alcoholic beverage, not a fruit salad. And suddenly I notice how irritable I am. Also, I feel that I didn't come here for the alcoholic beverages, but because I remembered that the flat screen over the bar always played the local news. I ordered another drink and told Barbie to turn up the show. And I told him not to put any more cherries in my beverages unless he wants to clean them off the floor. I watched the program for about 20 minutes. I hate the news. They show some random person in some random location babbling about some random happenstance, and then act like I'm supposed to know what the hell they're talking about. As usual, Roman was right. There was a teaser about an area man being shot to death outside of a diner. God, he wasn't kidding about platitudes, if that was really him. I stayed tuned, had another drink. Chill out, it's amaretto, not whiskey. I watched the news story. It was your basic bullshit. Small town rocked by a tragedy. Beloved science teacher shot. Gunmen on the loose. Police are clueless. Hearts are broken. Will blank town ever be the same again? They didn't release the victim's name, but it couldn't be a coincidence. That didn't entirely rule out prank, though. No, that would be going too far, even for Roman. Then it hit me. I'd been mostly in denial about the whole thing. Can you blame me? Who the hell gets a call like that? Who would make a call like that? I left my glass clinking on the bar and went to the ladies' room. It was thankfully empty, except for a desperate blonde adjusting her accoutrements in the rusted mirror over the sink. Lady is a funny kind of word, I think. Even though I have a hard time keeping a job, I'm not what you'd call a philosopher. But the idea of a lady is somehow delicate and proper. Two things which I am also not. Will someone one day kick me out of the ladies' room on this technicality, I wonder? Why aren't the men's rooms called gentlemen's rooms? As if it's somehow offensive to men to be called gentle? Restrooms piss me off, which is ironic, if not exactly relevant. As I cover the seat with cheap toilet paper, I wonder if Mom and Dad have heard about Roman yet. They live closer to him than I do, but in their own exclusive little neighborhood. Lots of people know the Loner name up that way. Any one of them could have blabbed about it. Why are rich people such busybodies? Are they just bored? Rich people shouldn't be bored. They've got more options than anyone. Rich people piss me off too. Rich people are like restrooms. They don't make any sense to me. Maybe that's unduly harsh. I don't really know that many rich people. Just my parents, really. Dad was a piece of work, I tell you. He's been an oncologist for shit forever, I guess. He comes from doctors. Like the spoons that make the world go round, he's doctors all the way down. He knows 2 or 3 jokes, loves scotch the way I love ice cream, and never learned to play golf. I can't tell you how much I respect him for that. Mom, well, I'll tell you this straight because it's important. I could tell you that she's a judge, she supports the community and loves charity and all that, and she's very smart, you know, and wasn't always such a snob. She treated us, Roman, Fifi, and me, like adults our entire lives, you know? It's just like, good morning, offspring, hope you slept well and didn't make a mess. You appear lethargic. Have you consumed the appropriate ratio of macronutrients? Like that. I don't know. That's fine. But when I was 12, we had a family incident. When Grandpa died, Mom's dad, she went crazy. No, I don't mean swinging from the chandeliers crazy, but like pills and wine crazy. For several weeks, she just lost it. Like, I don't know if it was Grandpa's death or a combination of things, or hell, it could be something they never told me about. Parents have secrets, you know that? Think about all the shit you've done and didn't tell your parents or your friends. You think you're going to turn around and tell your kids? Hell no. It's harder than I expected to tell you this, but my mom tried to commit suicide. Not just suicide, I guess. She took Fiona. She's the youngest by a few years. Oh, middle child. Is what you're thinking about me? Sure, I get that. But she took Fifi, she was 10 probably, and just took her hand and walked out onto the highway with her. And they just stood there for, I don't know, a few minutes at least until Harvey got them back. Harvey, yeah, he was the groundskeeper. I guess he was driving up the highway or at the gas station or something and saw them out there. I don't know, it's stupid. Mom says she doesn't remember any of it, which I think is bullshit because loner women don't forget anything. I've been sitting on the toilet this whole time. My legs are getting numb. I finish up and leave the bar. I stand outside to smoke. I don't smoke. I asked a guy that was already out front for a cigarette, and he gave me one, and a light. Men always give me their cigarettes. Don't get all phallic on me. I can be polite when I want something. I move to the corner and look at my car across the street. It's a '78 Firebird Trans Am. Classic. Dad gave it to me years and years ago. I guess the gesture meant something to him, but I just needed a car. I always preferred the one with flames, but he gave that to Roman. I keep it running, though. Right now it looks ridiculous, stuffed with crap from the office. File boxes, stationery, Brian's computer. There's a blanket in the back floorboards with duckies on it that I keep in case of emergencies. It's incongruous. But that's what a detective is all about. Appreciating incongruities. I stomp the cigarette butt like an unnecessary bar cherry and walk to the car. I do love the sound of the engine. I love the idea of all those complicated parts working together. Controlled explosions. I like horsepower the way most girls like ponies. I drive slowly, though, especially tonight. I reach my apartment building and into the lobby. I stop by my mailbox, a little metal box in rows of little metal boxes. Bills, bills, notices, and bills. I get a folded sheet of paper that reminds me the rent is due. No shit, thanks a lot. I go up the stairs and down the hall. I reach the door. I know better than to fumble around with keys. That's how people get killed. You know those scenes from horror movies when the dumbasses are frantically trying to find the right key, giving the monster time to do whatever that particular monster does? That's probably the most realistic shit in those movies. Statistically, I have my keys out and ready. But I don't unlock the door. I just stand there like one of those dumbasses with my key in my hand. I'm not blaming the victim. I'm not saying that people who leave themselves vulnerable to violent crimes brought it on themselves. Because if stupidity is a moral offense, how much more so are rape and murder? I put the keys back in my coat pocket and go downstairs. I walk across the lobby, past the little metal mailboxes, and out the door. I get back in the car. I realize the seats are still full of office equipment. Oh well, I'll take it with me. I'm going to Roman's house.
Hello, listener. My name is Robert Napier. I just wanted to say thank you for your support. If you enjoy this content or have suggestions on how to improve on it, please leave a like or comment. It would mean a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. Consider subscribing so you never miss an episode. Thank you.